with breaking news.
Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and the management of brand business. It is a 30 minutes wholesale package that comprises brand news, branding focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix encompassing thorough and in-depth all aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm Ogale Abikele Maffer.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand idea.
Good to have you back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we bring you the latest occurrences around brands and in the field of advertising, marketing, and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on brand news. In furtherance of its mandate to ensure strict adherence to the Advertising Code of Practice, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, has disclosed that it vetted and approved a total of 7,492 adverts in 2022 as part of efforts to deepen the operationalization of the new advertising law. The details of this report was made available to Marketing Edge by the EPES Advertising Regulatory Agency. According to the agency, investigation is ongoing to ascertain those brands and agencies that contravened the Advertising Standards of Practice ISOP law last year. It added that it would not be able to give a precise number of defaulters until the investigation is concluded. Recall that the EPES Regulatory Agency recently unveiled the new advertising law, which aims to reposition the advertising industry for growth by eliminating practices that have stifled the business and practice of the profession in the country. Latest industry report has revealed that the e-commerce sector of the Nigerian economy is expected to peak at $9.02 billion in 2023, with an annual growth rate of 11.74%, resulting in a projected market volume of $14.06 billion by 2027. According to Statista, an international research agency in UK, the number of users in the e-commerce market is expected to amount to 143.9 million users by 2027, while users' penetration will be 45.6% in 2023, expected to hit 58.7% by 2027. It adds that the average revenue per user is expected to amount to $89.02 billion. Nigeria is the 38th largest market for e-commerce, with a revenue of $7.6 billion in 2021, placing it ahead of Pakistan and behind Finland. Nigeria is even expected to outperform the global average of 10%, having a yearly growth rate of 12% between 2021 and 2025. To consolidate on existing efforts to reposition the marketing profession in Nigeria, the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, NIMN, has announced strategic initiatives and framework for the year 2023, in line with plans to erect a paradigm shift that will improve the marketability of the profession, as well as set it up with best global standards. The President and Chairman of Council, National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, NIMN, Mr. Idorian Enang, unveiled his plans for the institute at a town hall meeting held virtually. The NIMN boss revealed that to bridge the knowledge gap of professionals and facilitate cross-pollination of ideas, the institute will be partnering with the Chartered Institute of Marketing CIM, Alin Real, an international professional body, and the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, this year. He added that the next administrative year will be anchored on 4 strategic priorities, which are increasing the institute marketability, generating sustainable revenue, making systemic and driving organizational change, and getting the best of marketing professionals. As part of efforts to further entrench itself as a thought leader in the integrated marketing communications industry, leading brand-centric marketing and advertising publication Marketing Edge has concluded a 2-day intensive training program tagged Fireside Conversation, with a renewed resolve and commitment to expand the frontiers of advertising and marketing communications in Nigeria and around the globe. The 2-day event, which held at the corporate head office of the company in Ikeja, Lagos, had an impressive lineup of highly cerebral marketing and advertising professionals who spoke on the themes building cutting-edge and competitive strategies, keeping up with the latest trends in a fast-paced world, and prioritizing social responsibility, integrating sustainability within business strategy. The renowned marketing professionals gave critical review of the future of the business as well as how the company can reposition itself to optimize the current realities and trends of the future.
I think the most important feature that we need is flexibility, knowing that the world is changing very fast, and so we need to be nimble enough to be able to adapt as it happens, so that if we're not rigid, once we are flexible, means we are open to learning, we're open to changes, we're open to shifts.
You need to have the right structure per, what you want to achieve. When there's a good structure, there's good planning, there is good strategic approach, there is, business continuity. And, these things are very vital to, sustaining businesses.
I clearly think that professionals in marketing should up their game, would look at the landscape as professionals and then see what the evolutionary trends are and see how they fit into it for the future. And in the IMC space generally, I believe that professionals generally know that before now, the space was gate kept. But right now, there's a decentralization of the space, even though this has allowed for more charlatans in the space, but we can attest to the fact that the space has become open and decentralized, and the entry barriers have been taken off. So which means that every professional in the marketing space would need to sit tight, up their game, upskill, learn new technologies, learn evolving technologies, and how to use them, and how to use them better their work.
Yes, we have an avalanche of technology and new products, MarTech and SaaS within the space. However, everything should revolve around the consumer. So I think to retain that competitive advantage, we should focus on how we can better understand the consumer, their daily lives, and then, yes, if we are then infusing technology, how we can utilize technology to 10x, create an immersive, more creatively, immersive and interactive experiences for them.
Well, that was brand news. Next is branding focus after this break.
Esther, you're late again. Esther?
She's a wandering light in the darkness. She's beautiful. Oh, she's a superstar.
Morning, Esther.
She never let her mama down. She's beautiful. She know they fear. She know they ever got it hard for them.
No phones at the table, please. Esther? I love you too.
Got everything? Don't forget I'll pick you at 4.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Now on branding focus. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the standard bearer of the All Progressives Congress APC in the 2023 general elections, easily describes himself as a strategist, and that is what he truly is. That shows in virtually all he does, and is not amiss even in the way and manner he has carefully chosen his media campaign team, which parades some of the best and brightest brains you can ever find around in the pen-pushing and other allied professions. A casual review of the assemblage of stars in Tinubu's media campaign team include the old war horses like Mr. Dele Alake, Bayo Ononuga, Dr. Danladi Banko, to the fire-spitting, hard-hitting boogeymen in the likes of Femi Fani Kayode, Festus Keyamu, Kazim Afebwa, and not forgetting the statistics wizard and whiskeyed Ajuri Ganale, who literally crunches numbers like biscuits. We have other badass writers like Malam Lare Issa Onilu, Bansatu Musawa, Kende Bamigbeton, and not forgetting the likes of Modibo Kawu, Mohammed Bulama, Shehu Olufemi White, and many more who are praised online and offline, shunning out reports after reports either in the form of agenda setting, rebooters, and sometimes just going on a charmed offensive, as the case may be, and other to respond to false narratives, thrift columnists, just to mention a few. Indeed, the media campaign structure driving the Tinubu's presidency is so formidable such that it has made the job of media minding a walk in the park, because these are guys adequately schooled on the job. Unlike other candidates with ragtag contraption who are praised as media managers, Tinubu parades a team of intellectuals who are schooled in the act of diplomacy, legalese, and officialese. Expectedly, anyone who as much as crosses their path cannot withstand or sustain the attacks for much longer, as the examples of Arise TV and This Day have shown. When the television station and the newspaper, both two major stables under Prince Undoka Obiagbena's media empire, began what observers described as orchestrated campaign of calumny against Tinubu, they got their come-up appearances as the Tinubu media campaign team unleashed some of the most lethal, acerbic responses to wither down their influence before a truce was reached. Are you still in doubt as to whether Tinubu is a master strategist? Indeed, only a master strategist can see the future even 20 years from now. Little wonder Tinubu worked in earnest to cost the media, investing his time and resources, because he has always believed in the power of the media to shape thoughts and opinions.
Well, that was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have interactions with distinguished personalities in the business of brand management. Well, this week we will be continuing on the conversation we started last week with the Managing Director of Starcom Media Perspectives, Mr. JUDE ODIA, after this break.
Every day, life presents hopes, dreams, and challenges. Challenges that can become successes with a little help. Because a little help can empower you to go from despair to celebration. A little help can keep you going until the race is won. A little help can turn bundles of anxiety into a bundle of joy. And with Glow Data, you get much more than just a little help. You get the biggest data deals in town to make every day glow with small wins and big wins. Dial *777# to select your Glow Data plan.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the bright idea.
Let's talk a bit about technology. You've spoken so much about digital marketing and digital advertising. We see that there's a lot of innovation out there that media practitioners as yourself can exploit for greater advantage, for the clients as well. So what are those technologies that you have, come across over the years? Especially last year, we saw some mind-blowing innovations. So can you identify some of them and how media practitioners hope to harness them this year?
Okay. One of them is the correlation between experiential and conversion. I'll explain. A lot of times you see that some FMCGs, for example, are attributing their sales, 30-40% of their sales, to online sales, through online. It's no longer brick and mortar. So what they do is they have a series of experiential activities in the course of the year that they actually use, they blend it with their online e-commerce marketing. So they incentivize consumers, but they kind of certainly mandate you to go through e-commerce in terms of purchases. So they are introducing you to their e-commerce channel, hoping to now make you become a permanent e-commerce purchase consumer. Because the beauty about e-commerce is that they don't have to spend all of those monies in marketing communications to get you on, because that's one innovation I've seen, that people should now bother more about conversion as against awareness and engagement, because those ones are very expensive. Conversion may be expensive, but there is direct value for money. In terms of return on investment is much more, right? That's one. Two is, I'm beginning to see how brands are beginning to have what one of my colleagues call, premium mass marketing, right? What I mean is this. The bulk of the consumer today are in the mass market, yes. Right? 133 of our population is multidimensional poverty. So the mass still constitute the biggest segmentation, which means that for you to really survive as a brand, you have to have a share of that mass. Market. Good. But that mass they don't want to remain mass. They're aspirational. Oh, yes. Do you understand? So how do you make them feel? How do you make them feel special and make them begin to see themselves as, consumers of luxury brands, even when they are using their mass market budgets to get it? That's another innovation people need to tap into. I'll give you an example. I saw a 50 naira pizza on Nigerian traffic. That's smart. Between 50 naira or 100 naira. Pizza. Pizza. It's still pizza. It's called pizza. So the point is, you're making this guy eat something that is probably not in his pay grade, because he needs to walk into a big shop and it's very expensive. But he can just in his commuter bus pay 50 or 100 naira and eat what? Pizza. The feeling for him that he's eating what the big guys eat is innovation. How do we scale this? Brands need to see how they need to scale this, because if we continue this way, that bracket is going to keep growing. And the question is, what then is the future of luxury brands in a market like this?
So let's talk about the series of regulations being introduced by the Advertiser Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ALCON, and the impact on your business. What would you say?
For me, the first one is the payment terms. 120, sometimes you hear 180, the industry cannot grow like that, right? And, why sometimes it becomes emotional for me is, it's easier when you are not on the hot seat, right? But all of these brands, as you take them off the shelf, you pay for it, right? Most of these global brands in other markets, they do 30 days. Some of them, they prepay, all right? So I think at some point, it was like, we're just taking very unwise advantage of a wrong setup, right? But thank God that, ALCON has not only, been able to do this, but it also put up a framework that ensures that it can be enforced, if we begin to see a deliberate frustration of the thing. Because agencies will definitely, it's either they die.
Eleku, the SAPC and the paramount ruler of Port Harcourt, please, with his cabinet members, to please step forward for Kola Nut presentation. Thank you. Why? Our dear brother, the party chairman, please step up. The council chairman, please step up. Come to the podium. The council chairman and party chairman. LGA party chairman and the local government council chairman. Holy, wait. Thank you.
Excellency, sir, please, you grant me leave to discharge this body using my native. Ndewem ejibelam. Ndenda gareji yarabodu. Ndenda bigo gozina ejika. Bigo atala over in atala ejika ataya bodogo. Atala yosiki. Atala ebodoba. Iyo menelika amegata. Ila ya roba na yishingana. Umuru amenta ya wana iwuru. Ani obula boda chi nda takuduma pagulina ya. Mrabe kwele mrayala. Yodura ibura noti. Duana alright. Ogni emu no konochi. Ogni emu na ata. Ogni emu si na oku. Umuru haka aroga sinda. Nore wani whenever the days of make us people listening to Excellencies, I can't get some of my own water by Papa. It is over there. I cannot do it because let me sweat and make go.
Your Excellency, to give his welcome address, now invite Honorable Solomon Ogbonna, Party Chairman, to speak for 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, our leader, the pride of the Rivers people. Your Excellency, permit me to adopt the already established protocol. On behalf of the leadership and entire members of our party, Your Excellency, we welcome you to Port Harcourt City Local Government for the state rally holding here at Elikaya Community in Ramsey Kingdom. Your Excellency, the crowd you're seeing here have asked me to convey their heartfelt gratitude to you on the new project you have embarked upon in Port Harcourt City Local Government that is second to none in the history of our state. Your Excellency, sir, growing up in this town, Port Harcourt is known and addressed as the garden city of the nation. But under your administration, you have transformed Port Harcourt from being the garden city to a world-class city. And therefore, Your Excellency, the people of Port Harcourt has unanimously resolved to vote our candidates in Rivers State. We will vote accordingly. We will vote Sir Similaye Fubara, the Joseph of our time, as the next governor of Rivers State to consolidate on the good works you have done. Your Excellency, for fairness and equity, we will vote Honorable Allwell Onyesom for Senate. Your Excellency, for effective representation, we will vote Barrister Chima Bonds and Barrister Mrs. Blessing Amadi for House of Representatives. Your Excellency, because experience matters in legislative business, we will re-elect Honorable Solomon Wami, Honorable Smart Doya Doki, and Honorable Azera Par as our assembly candidates, come by the grace of God. Your Excellency, you will recall that in 2019, when the election became fierce and dangerous, when our collation centers were invaded by the military, the people of Port Harcourt stood firm. We want to assure you that our 961 units will be intact and delivered to PDP. Once again, we welcome you and your entourage to Port Harcourt City Local Government. As you lead, we will follow. Thank you, and God bless you.
May I also invite Sir Olwell Ihunda to also speak to our people.
Your Excellency, Chief Barrister Nyesom Ezonwike, CON, GSSR, S, Life Venture, the Governor of Rivers State. Today, we welcome you and your entourage to your own city of Port Harcourt. Your Excellency, the good people of Port Harcourt said, I should tell you thank you for all the good works, for all the projects that we have executed in our city, which has totally changed the landscape of Port Harcourt City local government. Today, everybody can see visibly all the projects, all the roads have been reconstructed. Thank you, sir. Your Excellency, the only thing we owe you is to come out en masse to vote for our candidates to ensure that victory is ours. You can see the crowd, you can see the mammoth crowd here. Your Excellency, this is a clear indication that Port Harcourt is PDP and PDP is Port Harcourt. Your Excellency, we ask you to go and rest, go and relax. Come the 25th of February, Owolayeso will deliver him, Chima Bons will deliver him, Blessing Amadi will deliver her for House of Reps. And come 11th of March, which is the main day, our governorship candidate, Simf Fubara, please, is already ended, it's over. We are preparing for the inauguration of our candidate, of our governorship candidate. We are preparing for his inauguration come May 29th this year. Your Excellency, thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless us.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for solidarity speech. May I invite Chief Ken Chikere, DSS ROS, to speak to our people.
Hello, PDP.
Power to the people.
PDP.
Power to the people.
Power to the women. PDP. Women, are you here? Now, let me tell you something. I watched a video. I will greet His Excellency, our governor, my Oga, my master. I will greet him. But before I greet him, let me talk to the women. I saw a video where women were dressed in red and white. And then somebody was saying, tell your mothers, tell our mama, all those people that have just suffered. You cannot take 5,000 naira and more or less, and a small bag of sachet of salt, and probably of the other things. Women, oh yeah! Women, oh yeah! Falga, hi! Falga, hello! Your Excellency, on behalf of the entirety of Falga, on behalf of the entirety of Falga, the nativity, the cosmopolitanity and everything, I welcome you to Falga, and I welcome your entourage, including His Excellency in waiting, Similaye Fubara. We are ready. I can say so. Falga has asked me to say to Fubara that we are ready. We are simplified. So, Your Excellency, ordinarily, I'm not one of those politicians who say it's okay when you know it is not okay. But I can tell you now, it's okay. I've told our youths to go and tell our mothers that